I love the time where kids will, I use it for a couple things. So students will come in from transitioning like from PE or music, and I'll be, okay, you have 30 seconds to take out, your math or whatever we're going to work on for that period. And I'm like, okay, beat the clock. And so I started, and they're all excited. And, it's kind of intrinsic. They don't get candy. They don't get chocolate. They don't get anything. They're just like, yeah, okay, we're going to beat the clock, and air high five. Okay, 30 seconds with your groups, beat the clock. And talk to your groups about what are the 5 W's and 1 H. Go. All around. Okay. All right, you guys did excellent.
There's a couple other things that go along with it that I think are good practices. One is they've been using putting students' names on an ice cream stick or a stick and then drawing names, which is a best practice. It's something that I've always done in my own classrooms and realize how much easier it is and how it makes it get around to all the students, and it's more fair to the students because then the teacher isn't subconsciously picking somebody more often or going to somebody because they know they have the right answer, or not picking somebody because they know they're going to have the wrong answer. Somebody is going to be picked at random, and then that also causes everybody to pay attention because they don't know when they're going to get called on. Whereas opposed to those kids who always played around and never knew the answer, could just continue to play around and not know the answer because they weren't going to get called on. The teacher knew they didn't know the answer, and they knew that.
She usually only uses when she was picking someone to read or to come up and do something. She usually turns away and just picks one, so that way it's fair to everybody else. So it's like if you don't even pay attention to, if you pay attention to which stick you're picking, it's the same as calling on someone.
Mr. Palmer uses the sticks. He calls them the sticks of life. Yeah, it's very interesting. He's like, yes, what one will I pick out today? The magical sticks of life.
Well, I feel like, please don't let it be me, please don't let it be me, because I don't want I don't want it to be me, the stick to be me.
I've found that I've connected in the past 2-3 months in a way that took me a lot longer at my last school. So there's just a real camaraderie, and a lot of it's around jokes and teasing and positive teasing, obviously, but just there's a kind of a relaxed way. And I don't know if that's our community, if it's the people in our school, if there's cultural differences there, but it's really nice to be around.
My son was in kindergarten, my second grader. When he was in kindergarten, they went to an assembly over at LU, and he'd only been here. I mean, school had just started. He hadn't been here that long. And he came home and he said he was surprised. He goes, I had no idea that our school, was so different. He was shocked that they had such a nicer school. And it broke my heart to think that a kindergartner had noticed that there was such a difference. So, but the staff here is amazing.
Tell me more about the staff.
Sorry, that's gonna... The staff, they're not here because it's an easy school to teach at. I mean, they're all here because they believe in the dual language program, the kids here, because it's not easy for any of them. I'm always amazed that they are willing to put up, as much into it as they do. So, obviously that's who I'm comfortable putting my children, in their hands, because otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
My hopes for Westview and the second part of this school year is that students continue to get this sense of accomplishment, this sense that when they do good works for their school and for their community, that they're noticed for that, whether it's by a friend or by a student teacher or their classroom teacher or a staff member or me, and that they learn that complimenting people should be just an everyday act of life, not because they want to be known as somebody who compliments other people, but rather that the act of giving a compliment really boosts up the people around them. And there's a saying, you can't give perfume to somebody without getting a little on yourself. I think that happens with compliments. And when we teach kids that that being generous and being appreciative and building up their community, sure, it comes back to them, but it ends up affecting their peers, the adults that work with them, the greater community, and I hope that this does extend out to our larger Burlington community. I know the teachers keep saying, we want PAXs all to ourselves here at Westview, but there is going to be a day or a month or a time when we say, we're ready to take this to a grander scale, and whether we start it, at the city library or at a small community center, I think it's gonna move like wildfire once everybody catches on to what we've got here.